Young women are getting a chance to develop leadership skills and work for social change thanks to a program called Boston Glow. That stands for Girls Leadership Organized Women. To tell us about their experience with Boston Glow are two of the girl leaders, Sylvie Stoloff and Heidi Park. Thank you very much for being with us. I want to start with Sylvie. You are the winner of a contest. You and Heidi both worked in this contest, and you came up with an idea for change. So talk about that.
So my change was targeted at middle school age girls, and it was really to get them more interested in the STEM fields of research, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So I proposed a workshop for these girls where they would be building their own lamps out of a few simple materials, sort of a simple circuit type of thing, so they could really get involved with the process, the really technical process, but then also the creative part, designing their lamps, making them aesthetically pleasing, other things that, so to just sort of combine the things that girls traditionally like to do and the things that maybe they should try for the first time.
Heidi, what about your, Heidi, what about your idea exactly?
My idea was to form an organization to help younger women get into music, and I kind of reflected on my own experience as a musician and how I had been looking for ways to find kind of older musician mentors or teachers and opportunities to volunteer at hospitals, but I was under the age limit of 16, so I basically wanted to create a program that could help students get into this and both like explore themselves and discover themselves as performers and musicians, and also build relationships and share music with those who don't have the opportunity to always experience it live.
So what you and Heidi are both doing is you're trying to help girls overcome a barrier, or at least get across some kind of a missing connection. What about the STEM subjects? Both of you went to Latin school. I mean, it's in the air. You're supposed to study and pursue STEM subjects, but what's it like when you're growing up and you're still in middle school maybe?
Well, I think I've actually been fortunate enough to have some more interactive experiences in the STEM fields, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this project. But I think in general, sometimes it can be kind of dry if you have more textbook-based classes when, say, for example, if you're learning about an electrical circuit by reading a book, it's not going to be interesting to you, and especially girls might not have as much of a personal connection to it. But when you take it outside and say have a workshop where they're making something that they can actually enjoy, that they can take home and put in their room and see a really practical, almost fun application of it, I think that would definitely spark more interest, and then they could go on to study it more in depth.
Heidi, when I see conservatory orchestra these days, plenty of young women with the young men, so what's it like? Go back to that middle school girl. She's at the threshold here. What's missing?
Well, since I was little, I really enjoyed music, and I played in orchestra for BSO and for my school, but I felt that it was still kind of, music wasn't being shared enough throughout the entire community. It was mainly parents or friends as audiences, so I wanted to kind of make sure that just everyone would be able to experience that unique pleasure and experience of sharing music together.
You sound as if you've had that experience. You've gone past that circle of family and friends. Have you had that experience with your music playing?
For the club that I created with the idea I proposed for Boston Glow, we've been performing at places like Rosie's Place and Roslindale Community Center, and just reaching out to homeless shelters and other places in our neighborhood.
What was that like, playing for audiences at these places?
I think it just creates like a whole nother level of appreciation for what we do, because it's not just appreciation of the art itself, but kind of the emotion and the shared atmosphere and kind of give and take of the audience. And students are able to realize that what they do isn't just some like thing that they have to practice tediously for, but it's really an art form that should be appreciated and can move people despite their different experiences.
So your idea won the competition, so you're getting some resources to move ahead with this. So what are you going to do exactly?
I am. So I'm getting a stipend to fund the program essentially. So I've been reaching out to some middle schools. I hope to, at the end of this month, maybe in early June, we're not entirely sure of the date yet, to come in and lead the workshop. So the funding will, of course, go towards materials and supplies. And then I'll be working with other educators at the school to teach the kids how to make the lamps and to teach them a little bit more about how they can, if they're interested, continue their interest in these sort of areas as they grow up.
All right, thank you both very much. From Boston Glow, Sylvie Stoloff and Heidi Park. We'll have more news in just a moment.